For the longest time, AI in real estate felt like this thing that was always just around the corner. Well, guess what? It's here, and the honeymoon is officially over. AI isn't some shiny new toy anymore. It's become a workhorse, churning out everything from property descriptions to social media posts, and it's changing the whole game in ways we're only just starting to wrap our heads around. In fact, this absolute flood of content has given us a brand new term, AI slop. And I guarantee you've seen it. It's those slightly off, eerily similar posts you see on LinkedIn, the listing photos that look just a little too perfect, or those video narrations that sound, well, unnervingly robotic. That's the slop, and it is everywhere. But here's the thing. This isn't just about a bunch of repetitive content. As AI starts to weave itself into the very core of a real estate transaction, the industry is being forced to ask some much, much harder questions. We're talking about trust, liability, and what this all means for the future. So yeah, the honeymoon is definitely over. So to really understand what's going on, let's start with the argument for AI, the case for it being a true productivity machine. Because for a lot of people in the industry, this isn't just some small upgrade, it's a full-blown revolution. Take Printesh Damani, the CTO at the Real Brokerage. He's not buying this whole slop idea at all. He actually argues that AI is already way better than most humans at a lot of these tasks. For him, the real change isn't about a drop in quality, it's about a massive, unbelievable increase in scale and speed. And when you look at the practical impact, it's just staggering. I mean, think about it. Where agents used to spend hours manually writing every single description or email, AI now spits out instant drafts and runs automated campaigns. We are talking about a scale of content creation that was literally unimaginable just a few years back. Damani has this really powerful analogy to capture just how big this shift is. He says it's like the mechanization of agriculture. This isn't just about giving a farmer a better shovel. No. This is the invention of the tractor, a tool that fundamentally reshapes the entire industry from the ground up. And if you think this is all just theory, get a load of this. At Damani's company, a wild 98% of all new code in just the last 8 months was generated by AI. This isn't some prediction about the future. This is what's happening right now. So the big takeaway from this side of the argument is all about being proactive. Damani's advice to agents is crystal clear. Don't just sit around and wait to be replaced. Start automating parts of your own job now, while you're still the one calling the shots. Okay, but this isn't some simple story of progress, right? There's a really powerful counterargument that all this automation comes at a steep, steep price. And the biggest victim? Authenticity. Which brings us to what's being called the Milli Vanilli problem. Holly Mayberry from eXp Realty draws this pretty brilliant comparison to Milli Vanilli. You remember them, right? The 80s pop group that got their Grammy taken away because they were caught lip-syncing. They looked the part, they sounded the part, but the performance, it wasn't actually theirs. And that raises the huge question for consumers today. What is real and what is not? Is the person you're hiring to sell your biggest asset actually doing the work? Is their super polished online persona genuine, or was it just outsourced to a machine? It's getting harder and harder to tell. And this really gets to the heart of it. AI can automate tasks. It can polish a message, sure. But the one thing it can't do is generate genuine credibility. And in a business that is built entirely on trust, consumers are now stuck in this weird position where they have to trust but verify. So you're seeing brokerages scrambling to get ahead of this whole thing. Companies like eXp are already taking some pretty concrete steps, like updating their listing agreements to disclose that AI might be used in marketing, and proactively training their agents on the ethical lines for things like photo enhancement. So let's broaden this out, because the risks here go way, way beyond just marketing materials. We're now talking about the really high-stakes legal and financial core of the real estate transaction itself. And here's the absolute critical difference. AI tools are general information sources. They can be incomplete, they can be flat out wrong, and they're often totally clueless about state-specific laws. A licensed agent, on the other hand, is a fiduciary. They have a legal responsibility to understand those local rules. The two are just not interchangeable. As Wendy Gilch from the Consumer Policy Center warns, if you're blindly just taking the first answer an AI spits out to make massive financial decisions, well, that's incredibly dangerous. When you're talking about contracts and inspections, the stakes are just way too high for that kind of blind faith. And look, AI is already moving way past just writing simple marketing copy. It's now stepping into the core functions of an agent's job. It's generating market analyses, it's recommending prices, it's handling complex research, all tasks that used to require years of actual expertise.
And this, of course, leads to the ultimate question from a consumer's perspective. If an AI is doing the research and the marketing and even the pricing recommendations, what exactly am I paying you for? It strikes right at the very heart of an agent's value.
So we're left with this really critical, forward-looking question from Wendy Gilch. The real estate industry is making these foundational decisions about AI right now. In a decade or so, are they going to look back on this moment with pride or with some really deep regret? And that is the billion-dollar question that nobody can answer yet.